Before we start this live stream, I'd like to go over a few community guidelines. Please be civil, respectful, and tactful to all people, groups, and organizations we may be talking about. It's okay to not like everyone, and please use extreme tact while talking about these things. I want to keep the environment very positive around you. Please no graphic sex, violence, death, and I'll add in politics. Let's keep our politics at the door. And let's keep this channel suitable for the entire family to enjoy. Let's have some fun, guys. Let's have some fun. Hi, everybody. It's Retro Nerd Girl, and I'm broadcasting live from the International Science Fiction Space Station. And I hope you're really having a great day today. I am having an interesting day. It's interesting. Lots of things happening. And I'm having fun, though. I'm having a lot of fun. Let's see what is going on with the chat. I hope you guys can hear me. Let's see. Keith E. has said that he can hear me. And thank you so much, Keith E. That is definitely what I'm looking for. I'm looking to be heard today. Hear me roar. And Unicorn Rampant Studio is our first message, and he gives us a $20.24 super chat, which is really awesome. Thank you so much, Unicorn Rampant Studio. Says happy Friday, everyone. Please enjoy walking down memory lane this evening. I'll try to check in later. I'm always here in spirit. So grateful to have you in our community. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate everything that you do for us, and we can't wait to see you later on. I hope you're enjoying your day. And also, I do have a thank you for you. And let's see, we'll do a different one. Let's do something a little fun. I always love that one. So cute. Yes, thank you so much again, Unicorn Rampant Studio. Hope you're having a great day. I know that you're super, super busy these days, so just so happy for you in that regard. And Bonzo Kilborn, what's up, beautiful retro nerd girl? Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, Bonzo. So good to see you. So good to see you. And DJ Play Nice, just saw you over on in the Anti-Derivative Jill's channel, and that was such a great conversation. We were talking about one of my favorite movies, Fantastic Planet. Oh, you don't know how much I love that movie. I love that movie so much, and got a chance to talk to her for about an hour, and so didn't get to talk to her. I think she's still live streaming, and they have a lot more to go, a lot to discuss about that movie. But man, I was so glad to be a part of it because I do love that movie incredibly. So um, thank you for coming on over and hanging out with us. Really appreciate that. And look, Gemma Lama is here. Hello, Gemma Lama. How are you? You changed your avatar, did you? Good to see you. As you can hear from my voice cracking and everything, the allergies are in full effect today. So there may be some interruptions, a little um, just warning you ahead of time. Oh, and BGD is here as his greetings. Also good to see you. How is your day going? So great to see you. Bonzo says, I am retro. Hear me roar. Yes. All I need is one of that hot costume that Michelle Pfeiffer wore for Catwoman. Oh, what a costume! What a costume! And Jamalama says, "Puppies are the best, aren't they? They're so sweet." And I hope that Unicorn Rampant Studio is hanging out with the puppies today. Um, and let's see. Yeah, well, no, we're actually down. We're done with the greeting for today, which is really quick and really fast. I guess you guys want to get right into the meat and potatoes of this, which is the 1984 celebration. Yes, we did do quite a few of these. Oh, Jamalema says, glad to be here, RNG. So thank you. Glad to have you here. You guys are just awesome. Let's get this slideshow going. You know me and my slideshows. I gotta have I gotta have my slideshows. They're so much fun. And let's see. We're just gonna go down the line until we get to the place where we stopped the last time. So we've got Ghostbusters. Let me just open it up a little bigger on my side so I can see it better. We've got Beverly Hills Cop, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Gremlins, The Karate Kid, Police Academy, Footloose, Romancing the Stone, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, Purple Rain, Amadeus, Tightrope, The Natural, Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, The Lord of the Apes. What a long, long title that was. Revenge of the Nerds. 2010, The Year We Make Contact, Break-In, The Terminator, Bachelor Party, Red Dawn, City Heat, All of Me, Places in the Heart, The Killing Fields, Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter, Conan the Destroyer, Dune, Splash, Starman, Cannonball Run 2, Teachers, A Passage to India, Protocol, Mickey and Maude, The Cotton Club, The Muppets Take Manhattan, A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Woman in Red, Against All Odds, Moscow on the Hudson, The Flamingo Kid, 16 Candles, Missing in Action, A Soldier's Story, Oh God, You Devil, Rhinestone, Top Secret, The Never Ending Story, Unfaithfully Yours, Best Defense, Blame It on Rio, Lassiter, Break-In 2, The Electric Boogaloo, Firestarter, Children of the Corn, Night of the Comet. I think we left off at Night of the Comet, which is pretty cool. These are the first 57 or the first 56, sorry, 56 that we went through, and now we continue on. So the first one up for today is Ice Pirates. I love this movie so much. It is one of the silliest movies, but it's a space movie. It's a space comedy. We don't get a lot of those. And I do love myself a good space comedy, which I really hope and pray that in the future we get a genre of this type, because we've got the space horror movies down, okay? We've got a lot of those. Can we get a good space comedy? Where people are having fun in space, some escapades that are maybe a little silly, a little fun. Can we have fun in outer space is the question, and I think the answer is yes. And this movie is one of those kind of silly. It's silly. It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy it quite a bit. Let's see what you guys have to say. DJ Play Nice says, I've literally seen every movie you featured, approximately two-thirds in theater and balance cable TV, closely following these release and then future cable. Oh, cool. Wow. That is awesome. You are a very cinematically literate person, I would say. I have not seen as many movies as I thought I did. When I remember when I was younger, I thought, wow, I've seen a lot of movies. And then the thing is I kept seeing a lot of the movies that I liked over and over and over again. And I didn't go see a whole bunch of new movies. And it's probably the reason why I'm calling myself Retro Nerd Girl. But it is also one of those things where it's like, guess what? You missed all of these movies, and we're talking about hundreds of movies. And at this point, the list is over 1,000 movies that I need to see pronto. So, I'm so happy that you have seen all of those movies. That is so amazing. And VGD says, let's not forget the appropriately bleak but very well-acted movie version of Orson Welles' 1984 with John Hurt, Richard Burton, and Susanna Hamilton. Yes, it is definitely coming up. I think I organized these um, by gross, I believe, and how much it got at the box office, and I don't think 1984 did not do so well at the box office, but is a very poignant movie. So and it's really interesting because that movie has been remade so many times. I'm sure we're due for another version of it, but it seemed like the 1984 version of 1984 is like now the definitive version, um, and I do like that. DJ, oh my goodness! And let's see, DJ Play Nice says the soundtrack for the Eurythmics is something that I've played on loop in my boombox to put me to sleep. The song Julia is something I still hear at night in my head. Oh, is that from one of the movies? Um, or is that just 1984? Because we are going to cover music for 1984. Definitely, that's a whole nother topic, and I've been doing the research behind the scenes on that. So you guys are in for a nice treat. And Jamalama says I've been at least 90%. I've seen at least 90% of the movies listed so far. Oh, that's awesome! You guys are just you're doing so well. Now, if you guys notice any of the ones with the green check marks at the top are movies that I've seen, um, and uh, a lot of them I have seen, a lot of them I haven't. So there's still quite a bit that I haven't seen. The next one is Tank. Like I didn't see Tank. Oh, actually, I did not read. I did not read the information. So let's finish reading the information for Ice Pirates for those people who do not know about Ice Pirates. In a distant future. In a distant future, scarce of water, space pirates get caught after stealing ice from a spaceship. They are sold to a princess looking for her dad. He might have found a planet abundant in water. And the director here is Stuart Raffle. It stars Robert Urich and Mary Crosby, who is extremely beautiful, Michael D. Roberts, and Angelica Houston, who is also gorgeous in the film. Yes, what a movie! What a movie! And let's see. Yes, Tank is the next one here. And um, Tank, I've never seen this one. So, you guys, if you've seen Tank, do let me know what it is and give us a brief idea of what you think about the movie. Sergeant Major Zach arrives at a new army base with his wife, son, and Sherman Tank. One night at a bar, he stops a pimp duty from a pimp slash deputy from beating a girl. The corrupt sheriff uses Zach's son for revenge, and Zach uses his tank. The director is Marvin Chomsky, and David. It stars James Garner, Shirley Jones, Thomas C. Howell. Oh, C. Thomas Howell. I don't know why I wanted to switch that around. And Mark Harrier. And this is an action comedy drama. So I can't wait to see this one day. It looks like it's going to be funny. And let's see. Did you guys say anything about Tank? And BGD says Eurythmics Julia was recorded for the film 1984's soundtrack. Oh, thank you so much. See, I need these. I need this information. Thank you. Eurythmics just like they rock. They rock. It's been a while since I've seen 1984. I've not covered it yet. It's one of those movies I saw way like a long, long time ago and have not revisited, and so I need to do just that. Let's go back. All right, Supergirl, 1984. After losing a powerful orb, Kara Zor-El, Superman's cousin, comes to Earth to retrieve it and instead finds herself up against a wicked witch. The director is Jano Swazar and stars Helen Slater, Faye Dunaway, Peter O'Toole, and Mia Farrow. Now, this is a star-studded movie. You would have thought that it would have been super, super amazing, and a lot of people did not like this movie at all. Um, and for myself personally, I absolutely adored it because it was, um, it played into a lot of tropes, and I chuckled through the entire thing, which I'm not sure that we were supposed to, but I love, I just had an affinity for it, and of course, I was a big, big, big fan of Faye Dunaway and also Helen Slater. So seeing those two was just incredible in the movie theater. So yes, that was one I kind of was like, I had my mom. I was like, Mom, I really want to see this, and she let me. She took me to see it, but she enjoyed it too because, of course, she's a big fan of Faye Dunaway as well. We both saw Mommy Dearest, and she was like our idol back then. We're like, we loved her, and yeah, that was a great movie. Then we have The Evil That Men Do. Did not see this movie. Um, it looks like a really interesting um, revenge type movie, so I can't wait to see what it says here. It's rated R, so it's an action drama thriller. A professional killer comes out of retirement to investigate and avenge. I knew it was revenge. A brutal murder of an old friend. Okay. And it's directed by J. Lee Thompson. Stars Charles Bronson, Teresa Saldana, Joseph Maher, and Jose Ferrer. Oh wow! Jose Ferrer is in this. It's gotta be at least his parts are gonna be really, really entertaining. And hey, James Bacon is here. Hello, James. Great to see you. Great to see you. Uh, wow. Yes, thank you for joining us today. And at any point in time, definitely do chime in and let us know what you think of any of the films that are mentioned here. Yeah, never saw this. It's intriguing. It'd be kind of cool to sit down on a Saturday evening and just kind of grab some popcorn and watch this. And this is one also that I remember seeing when I was a kid, but I can't recall everything. And Irreconcilable Differences is the name of this, and I'm sure many people were having trouble pronouncing this. They were like, "What?" But this is a movie that was. I remember seeing the ads for this. Definitely alternating between the past and the present. A precious little girl sues her selfish, career-driven parents for emancipation, surprising them both. It's directed by Charles Shire. It stars Ryan O'Neal, Shelley Long, Drew Barrymore, and Sam Wanamaker. Very interesting. And like I said, I did see this before a long time ago, but I do not remember the contents and must revisit this and see if it's still any good. Uh, Hold on one second, guys. Of course, the allergy monsters are getting me. Hold on. Woo! For a second there, I thought I was gonna have to play the video. All right. Um, Gosh, I don't know how they do it every single time. The allergy monsters. How do they do this? Let's see. BGD says Bronson keeps the '70s tradition of peck and paw style violence alive well into the '80s in that movie. Oh, really? Yes. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be one of those movies that it's just it's great. Like if you're having a bad day, watch a movie like this, and imagine yourself as being Charles Bronson, getting some revenge, and that's what these movies are about. They're to let off a little steam every once in a while. And James Bacon says that was supposed to be a sad face. Oh, uh, let's see. Did it come out? And you guys are saying hi to each other. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. Yeah. What I have to add that to my list to see if I can watch that one. Well, this is an interesting one. This is one I never saw. Up the Creek. Have you guys seen Up the Creek? Never seen this. It says it's a rated R movie and it's comedy. It says Bob McGraw is in his 12th year of college. Oh boy, goofing his way through life until he has to win a river rafting race with three college buddies. It's directed by Robert Butler. It stars Tim Matheson, Jennifer Runyon, Stephen First, and Dan Monahan. Really interesting. Never heard of this movie before, and I need to take a look at it. It doesn't have a bad rating. It's a 5.5. It's not horrible. Looks like it's tolerable. So I'd like to at least see what that means. Then we have The River, 1984. It's a drama. Oh, now I'm gonna have to do. Sorry, guys. I have to. The attacks are just insane right now. Um, if you guys can give me a moment to gather my bearings. Yeah, so sorry, guys. They're on the attack today. Let's see. James Bacon says, it is at the end of my previous comment. The character may be trashed, the character may be trashed the entire comment. I mentioned having seen Supergirl in theaters with my mom and some friends when it first came out. Oh, yes. I did see. Did my friend come with me? My friend Vanessa. I think she may have come with me and my mom to go see this one too. Because it was really a lot of fun. I mean, I did have a lot of fun with Supergirl. It was silly and just perfect for me at 14. I did enjoy it. Oh, and Stimbrett is here. Hello, Stimbrett. How are you? This is my sweet retro girl and Auntie Pollen hugs. Oh yes, They're just my it's just getting me today. I don't know. The weather went it was like in the almost close to the 50s and now it's back down to the 20s and it's snowing and then my body is like, "What's going on?" The environment is probably doing a lot of the same and yeah, we're just um a little wild here. And let's see. And yeah, so the river is the next one up. The river. A farming family battles severe storms. A bank is threatening to repossess their farm, and there are other hard times in a battle to save and hold on to their farm. So this is really I guess one of the early days for films for Mel Gibson. It's directed by Mark Rydell, stars Mel Gibson, Sissy Spacek, Shane Bailey, Becky Joe Lynch. Very interesting. Um, I I do remember this being one of those movies when it came down to Oscar talk. I think they were mentioning this movie for that year. And yeah, that's really, really cool. That one is a three um, PG-13. And this one is really like one of my favorites. Um, and one thing that one of my exes and I had in common is we both love this movie, Dreamscape, 1984, PG-13. Action, adventure, horror. The horror is in there, definitely. A man who can enter and manipulate people's dreams is recruited by by a government agency to help cure the president of the United States of his nightmares about nuclear war, but stumbles upon an assassination plot. Very, very juicy. Um, and the director here is Joseph Rubin. It stars Dennis Quaid, Max von Sydow. Um, now, and it also stars another heavy, Christopher Plummer and Eddie Albert. Very good stuff. I absolutely love this movie. It's so wild. It's so crazy. It's very loopy. Um, and I do enjoy movies like this. I'm compiling a list, and I'm going to add this one to my list here. Yes. Let's see. Any words? Anything about? And Stump Brent says the river is a powerful film. Oh wow, you saw it? Yeah. It looks like it's pretty good. And remember, around Oscar time, now we're of course, was Sissy Spacek though in anything pretty much is was going to get mentioned at the Oscars. And she's a heavy. She's a heavy. And let's see which one is next. Oh, this one I didn't see. It's called The Wildlife. Uh, it's rated R, comedy drama. A high school wrestler parties with his buddy at a swinging singles apartment complex. Very, very grown up. A high school wrestler part. Yes, and so this is really, yeah, this is really grown up. It's directed by Art Winson. It stars Chris Penn, who was in Footloose. If we at the same in the same year, um, Elon Mitchell Smith is in it. Eric Stoltz is in it, and Jenny Wright as well. So yeah, that's one that passed right by me. Did not know it even existed until I put together this list. Um, and Broadway Danny Rose was actually a really good film, 1984. PG movie here, and in his attempts to reconcile a lounge singer with his mistress, a hapless talent agent is mistaken as her lover by a jealous gangster. Woody Allen directs this and stars in it with Mia Farrow, Nick Apollo Forte, and Sandy Barron. Yeah, that's another one that was like really big during Oscar time. Let's see. And then falling in love is one. Uh, although they live, uh, although they live married lives, two strangers keep running into each other, starting a friendship that could blossom into so much more. And I've never seen this one. It is PG-13, directed by Ulu Grossbard, and it stars Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, Harvey Keitel, and Jane Kax Kaczmarek. I'm not sure if I'm saying that name correctly. Kaczmarek seems to be what I'm reading there. Then we have Where the Boys Are. Now, I thought there was another version of Where the Boys Are. Maybe it's later on. But this one, four college co-eds travel to Fort Lauderdale for their Easter week of spring break and become involved in a series of adventures and misadventures. It's directed by Hy Averback. It stars Lisa Hartman, Lorna Luft, Wendy Scow, and Lynn Holly Johnson, and is a rated R movie. I've never seen that one. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys remember Summer School, but it looks like it's going to be like a little bit like that. And Gemma Lemma says might be good for unintentional humor, the wildlife. Yeah. I'm willing to give it a try. I'm willing to give something like that a try. And Sunbird says Broadway Danny Rose is hilarious. Yeah, it is funny and you know really good filmmaking, really good filmmaking. Um, and Sunbird Smith says Lorna Luft is Judy Garland's younger daughter. Yes. And there's so many names in there that are like, you know. Uh, Not like highly celebrated, uh, but they are names we all know, like Lisa Hartman, Wendy Scow is like in everything, and yeah, so it's kind of cool. Um, yeah, left, yes. um, yeah, but I've never seen that movie. I'd love to see it. And Thief of Hearts is another one I didn't even know existed. Thief of Hearts, 1984. If you met Ray and Mickey Davis, you'd swear that they had a perfect marriage. But if you read Mickey's diary, you would know that unrest is lurking just beneath the surface. And this one, it wasn't rated. It's directed by Douglas Day Stewart. It stars Stephen Bauer, Barbara Williams, John Getz, and David Caruso. Oh, David Caruso is in this. Wow. Now the next one we have is Cloak and Dagger, and I know I have it that unmarked that I haven't seen it, but I did see this ages ago. I just don't remember every single thing about it, and so I marked it as unseen for now. A young boy and his imaginary friend end up on the run while in possession of a top secret spy gadget. And I do love these kitty spy movies. I do. They're just so adorable. And so I really want to see this one again. And it's directed by Richard Franklin, stars Henry Thomas, Dabney Coleman, Michael Murphy, and Christina Nigra. And let me know, guys, if you've heard of or um, have seen Cloak and Dagger. Dabney Coleman is in it. Um, so that is one. Uh, see the next one. This is one I desperately want to see. I just can't get a copy of it anywhere. Bolero, 1984. It's rated R. Set in the 1920s, a young woman sets out to lose her virginity. Her mission leads her to a Moroccan sheik and a Spanish bullfighter. I heard that it's really, of course, it's rated R. I heard that it's really not a great movie, to say so very gently, but it is one of those things where um, just for the sheer um, desire to see what went wrong, I want to see it for that. It's directed by John Derek, Bo Derek's husband, and stars Bo Derek, George Kennedy, Andrea Occhipetinti, Otapinti, I think that's what I'm how do you pronounce it? And, Anna Obregon. Okay, and, the next one is Body Double, and I do remember this movie being a big deal, people were talking about it so much. It's a rated R movie, and it was one of the things. This is one I really desperately want to see as well. A young actor's obsession with spying on a beautiful woman who lives nearby leads to a baffling series of events with drastic consequences. It's directed by Brian De Palma and it stars Craig Wason, Melanie Griffith, Greg Henry, and Deborah Shelton. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see. You guys are and James Bacon says Cloak and Dagger sounds fun. It does. And, Dabney Coleman is a great actor. He can make almost anything um, uh, palatable. So, and I remember I did like the movie. I think it was just like I hadn't seen it and there was no access to it. The way it worked back, in the 80s, 90s is that when a movie came out, you just didn't see it again for a while. So at least I would have thought I had seen it in the 90s, and I don't remember ever it appearing again. So yeah, it fell through the cracks, guys. And Sunbred said, I saw Cloak and Dagger. I remember it was so so. It was so so, yeah. And Charles Ratcliffe says, "I have seen Cloak and Dagger." Yes. Okay. Great. I'm so glad you guys liked it. And I remember watching it and liking it a lot. But like I said, I didn't get a chance to see it. And Summer says kids like it better. Yes, I did see it when I was a kid. And BGD says, "Oh, Bolero is so bad." I wanna see it for that. I do love bad films because there's always something interesting to learn. And VGG says, "I like I can't type a sufficient number of O's and, so to establish correct emphasis." And, Charles Radcliffe says, "I have seen Cloak and Dagger growing up." Oh, cool, cool, cool. And, yeah, it's so good to see you here today hanging out with us. And, Gemma says, "I remember Bo Derek's performance being panned and Bolero mocked even." Yeah, and then she did there was like a Tarzan movie that she poor thing. Um And Gemini says, "I liked Body Double." Oh, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I've heard amazing things about this movie, and I definitely desperately want to see it. So, but I want to try to get a copy of it. BGZ says, "Body Double is creepy taunt De Palma thriller worth a watch." Yes. Okay. Great. 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 If I Like I said, if I can get my hands on a copy, we're gonna search, search, search. And yes, I concur. Yes, that joke was very funny from VGD. Um, and yes, and before the allergy monsters come for me again, 'cause they're creeping. They're creeping. We've got another one, Oxford Blues. This is one I went to the theater with my mom to see. And I don't think I understood it then. I might need to watch it as a grown up. That's why I don't have it checked to see it because I don't remember. There's certain things I don't remember that I need refreshing. And so it was a PG-13 movie. A young American hustler pursues the girl of his dreams to Oxford, where he must enroll to obtain her. And it's directed by Robert Boris, stars Rob Lowe, Ali Sheedy, Amanda Pays, and Julian Sands. Oh, wow, cool. I love Julian Sands. So, um, yeah, this is one, again, I would love to revisit. Um, and Let's see. Here it is. You guys mentioned 1984, and it's rated R. In a totalitarian future society, a man whose daily work is rewriting history ties to a rebel by falling tries to rebel sorry tries to rebel by falling in love. And yes, this is directed by Michael Radford. It stars John Hurt, Richard Burton, Susanna Hamilton, and Cyril Cusack. And yeah, it's been a while since I've seen this. To be honest, I really want to uncheck it, but I do remember quite a bit about the plot, so I won't uncheck it. But I will do sort of revisit this because I think it's a brilliant concept, of course, from the book, and there've been several remakes and all equally very intriguing. But I think this is the one that is the definitive version that we all kind of know. Um, and yeah, depressing movie, but also it's one that makes you think and hope and pray that our society never becomes like this. And we have now Reckless. Is a movie I remember hearing about, but I'm not sure if I sat down and ever watched this. It's a rated R movie, and it's listed as a comedy drama romance. A motorbike riding loner rebel on the high school football team wins a date with a cute, rich cheerleader. At the high school dance, her boyfriend's behavior leads to a breakup, opening doors. And the director is James Foley. The stars Aidan Quinn, which I had a really big crush on back in the day, but I don't know why I didn't see this movie. And then Daryl Hannah is in there, who's really gorgeous, and I also equally loved Kenneth McMillan, Cliff the Young, as well. And that's one that fell through the cracks for me. Now, the Philadelphia Experiment. This is one that I have definitely seen, but it is very much one of those things where I haven't seen it since the 80s, so I don't remember exactly what it is about or any of the details. I think once I see it again, it will refresh my memory. But I had to take it off the list because I can't really recall everything that actually transpired. So or the at least the main plot. And so my memory, I'm not sure if it's a memory thing that maybe I need to get, you know, some help on, but it's just one of those things you have but so much space in your memory banks, and only the truly like outstanding things will remember, or just anything repeated. And so I hadn't seen this since then. Oh, you guys have been chatting. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Tashiha is here. Hello, Tashiha. Says rewind to the start. Yeah. And James Bacon says 1984 is both an iconic book and film. The very first Apple computer ad was based on some of the material in the 1984 film. It really had a cultural impact. Yes, it did. It sure did. It was wonderful. That ad is really, really powerful, and it really still holds up today. I love it. And the Shiha says, no politics, but we're discussing 1984. Yeah, well, we're not really discussing 1984. We're actually just going through the movies and appreciating them. So we're not speaking of the political scape of that time. And Gemma Lama, I would like to say 1984 is required viewing, but that would make me a totalitarian ruler, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, it's okay if we do. Uh, okay. And the she huh is yes, over 30 minutes and 10 seconds behind, but yeah. Um okay, yeah. That works if you are a little late to go and catch up. I do that often. By playing it at half speed or twice the speed. I think it's fun sometimes to hear everybody speak really fast. It's really fun. Gemma Lewis says, "I really like the Philadelphia experience at the time. It's been so long though." Yes, I mean, I remember liking the movie and be like, "Oh my god, that's so cool," but I don't remember. It's almost like it's frustrating. I don't know. Maybe it's the movie, or maybe it's just that it hasn't been one of those movies that were cycled into the repeat era of like movies that were on television or movies. Because a lot of the movies that appeared late and on late night TV, that was like my bread and butter for a long time when it came to movies. Because sometimes that's the only way to see them if you couldn't go to the theater to see them. Um, and BGD says, indeed, James, my 1984 won't be like 1984. They produced the Mac, the mother of all Super Bowl ads. Yes, it was. It was one of the Super Bowl ads that was just like everybody um, just was in awe of, and it made the news. It was very much talked about, and like I said, you can find it on YouTube, and it still has a very interesting effect on you even today. And all right, so Philadelphia Experiment is on my list, guys. I'm going to see this movie again. Um, And Streets of Fire. This is another one. I have a little bit of. I know the plot of this. I remember most of the scenes, and so this is one I need to revisit. But I did keep the check mark on it because I do at least know the plot, and I remember seeing a lot of the scenes. It's just one of those things. Oh, did I read? Oh no, I Oh, yeah. No, I didn't. Okay, so let me go back to Philadelphia, the Philadelphia experiment, guys, and read the information about this one. It's PG. It's adventure, drama, romance. So you can sit down with the kids and watch this one. It says here a United States Navy destroyer escort participates in a Navy invisibility experiment that inadvertently sends two sailors 40 years into the future. Doo-doo-doo. We need that like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo music. That was in like Twilight Zone. Director is Stuart Raffle uh, for this one, and it stars Michael Parr, Nancy Allen, Eric Christmas, and Bobby D. Chico. Cool, cool, cool. Definitely want to see this one. All right, so Streets of Fire. Here's the information on it. It's PG, so you can actually sit down and see this with the kids, but there may be some moments of intensity, I would say. It is an action crime drama. A mercenary is hired to rescue his girlfriend, a singer who has been kidnapped by a motorcycle gang. Directed by Walter Hill. What a director. And it stars Michael Parr again. We got Diane Lane and her Diane Lanius. She was just absolutely drop dead gorgeous in this film. And I think the last scene where she's singing, of course, it's not her singer singing, but I thought she did a fantastic performance, lip syncing, and it just felt so. Um, Dramatically 1984. It really did. And Rick Moranis is also in this, as well as Amy Madigan. Great movie, and I really need to like double back and check this again. I know it It's just one of those movies. I forgot all of the detail in it, and like I said, I haven't seen it since 1984. I haven't seen it since then, so I need to revisit. Let's see. And we've got Just the Way You Are, which is a PG-rated film, comedy, music, romance. A disabled musician thinks people treat her differently because of her disability, so she goes on a ski resort with her leg in a cast to test this theory. And this is a movie that I'm pretty certain that I saw, but I don't, again, I don't remember. And it is directed by Edward Molinaro and stars Christy McNichol, who is huge at this point in time. People just, loved her, loved her. I mean, big in the 70s, definitely, but she was a big deal at this point. Michael Okatan is also in it, and Kaki Hunter and Andre Dusselier. So, yeah, this is one I really need to take a look at again and really say like I for sure have seen this. I'm pretty certain that I did at one point view it, but I can't remember. Again, it's been since like the 1980s. I can't, and some things I can remember back then, but I I need more. I need more. A Little Drummer Girl, which looks like a very interesting movie. It's rated R. An American actress with a penchant for lying is forcibly recruited by Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency, to trap a Palestinian bomber by pretending to be the girlfriend of his dead brother. Very, very wild stuff here. Director uh, George Roy Hill stars Diane Keaton, Yorgo Voyagis, Klaus Kinski, and Sammy Frey. Very, very interesting. Has anybody seen this? The Little Drummer Girl? It seems very interesting. We've got Iceman. This is one I heard about, never saw. A prehistoric Neanderthal man found frozen in ice is received by an Arctic exploration team who then attempt to use him for their own scientific means. Very, very interesting stuff. It's PUG, so everybody can see this one drama, sci-fi. Should be a right up my alley. Directed by Fred Chipsky, Shipsky, sounds like. Timothy Hutton stars in it. Lindsay Krause is in it. John Moon and Joseph Summer is in it. Yeah, this is on my list, guys. Iceman. Hard Bodies. this was this one actually got a lot of what can I say, promotion, but I never saw it. My mom never saw it either. We just we skipped this one. It's rated R and it's a comedy. Three middle-aged guys rent a beach house, hopefully to score with young single women. Not having what it takes, the men hire a sexy young surfer, Scotty, to teach them some game and help them meet girls. It sounds like it's gonna be silly. And the director for this is Mark Griffith. It stars Grant Kramer, Teal Roberts, Gary Wood, and Michael Rappaport. So very interesting. I do remember the buzz about this movie, but I never did see it. So for giggles, I would like to take a look at that one. Why not? Just for giggles. And Gemma says, I really liked Iceman as a kid. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's on my list. Because I'm like, I've never seen it, and the premise looks very, very intriguing to me. And Gemma says, I really liked Hard Bodies as a kid. You did? You liked it? Okay. Wow. Yes. Okay. See, this is what I need, guys. Some feedback on what whether it was good or not, because I have no clue. I did, like I said, I do remember the ads for it, but I I I didn't ever watch it, so I didn't have a clue. So thank you so much. This is one that's on my list as well. Runaway. I believe it was Lance from the Outcast Creative who told me about this one and said it was decent. It's PG-13, so maybe some of the older kids can watch this in the near future. A police officer specializes in half malfunctioning robots. Oh, sorry. Why did I say half? All right. In the near future, a police officer specializes in malfunctioning robots. When a robot turns out to have been programmed to kill, he begins to uncover a homicidal plot to create killer robots, and his son becomes a target. Wow, wow, wow. Michael Crichton is the director. It stars Tom Selleck, Cynthia Rhodes, wow, 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 Gene Simmons, and Kirstie Alley. Why hasn't this movie not been in my life before? I need to see this immediately. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna write this down because I need to uh, see if I can get my hands on this. 1984. I need to find this immediately. Yes. Have you guys seen this? Oh my gosh. Jim Lemo says, I'm joking. Oh, which one are you joking about? Whether that you really liked Hard Bodies as a kid? Okay. And is that Michael Crichton who wrote Jurassic Park, Lost World, Eaters of the Dead, The Andromeda Strain, etc.? I think so. Um, eh, let me. Oh, hold on one. Okay, sorry about that. And let me check really quickly to see um, if if that's truly the same Michael Crichton. Okay, so well, it says that John Michael Crichton was an American author, screenwriter, and filmmaker. Let's see, and let's see if that comes up. Oh, he did Terminal Man. Oh yeah, and Drama Strain. Such great movies. Let's see. Let me see if I can find that. What a career. I'm sorry. We're going into the Michael Crichton files here. He is like crazy amazing. Um, let's see, was. Mhm. I don't, for some reason, I can't find it. Let's see, you guys. James Bacon says, I had no idea he was also a director. Yeah, it looks like he made films, and he did a lot of screenplays. He also did a lot of stuff under other names. And so BGD says, Run Away with Gene Simmons from Kiss as the bad guy. Yes, I know. I want to see this. It's like a must now, a must. And BGD says, and creepy little robot beetles. Oh, no. Oh man, I do not like beetles. I do not. But All right, I'll watch it for this. It sounds like such an incredible premise. Um, let's see if I could find out if he really did make um, this movie. It's showing me so much other stuff. Um, 1984, 1984. And it keeps on showing me all kinds of stuff for Jurassic, Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. Um, yeah. Oh, okay. So, yep, he wrote and directed Runaway, a a police thriller set in the near future, which was a box office disappointment. Sadly, sadly. But it's nice to this. Oh, here's a little piece of information. Uh, Crichton came close to directing a film of Congo with Sean Connery in the film, but yeah, that's really cool. I'll have to dig into some Michael Crichton later. Seems really like a fascinating guy. All right. So, yeah, this is on my list, guys. I am watching. I'm going to try to see if I can find a copy of it somewhere. Then we have Swing Shift. And let me see. I'm not sure if I've seen this at all. Or even, I don't think I've seen even advertisement for it. This is a PG rated movie. It's a drama, romance, and it does happen during war times. A woman finds romance when she takes a job at an aircraft plant to help make ends meet after her husband goes off to war. The director Jonathan Demme, and Goldie Hawn stars in it. Kurt Russell is in it. Christy Lathy is in it, and so is Fred Ward. And here's another one I wouldn't mind seeing. These are all movies I'm fascinated with and really want to see as well. The Razor's Edge, 1984, PG-13, drama, romance, also another war time film. He had everything he wanted. He had everything and wanted nothing. He learned that he had nothing and wanted everything. He saved the world and then it shattered. The path to enlightenment is sharp and narrow as a razor's edge. Very interesting. Somebody was getting really creative with this. The synopsis. Usually they don't get that creative. This is directed by John Byrne and stars Bill Murray, Teresa Russell, Denholm Elliott, and Catherine Hicks. Very cool. I want to see it. Oh, and here's one of our favorites, guys. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. I think there's something in the works right now for a reboot. And I think they should do a sequel first. I think they should do a sequel first before a reboot, or a soft reboot with sequel reboot, something like that. And, I do love this movie. It is a strange movie. It's not your typical movie, but it is definitely a lot of fun for those of us who absolutely adore sci-fi and Peter Weller. Adventurer, brain surgeon, rock musician Buckaroo Banzai and his crime fighting team, the Hong Kong Cavaliers, must stop evil and alien invaders from the eighth dimension who are planning to conquer Earth. Very cool. I wish I'd said that in like a Jamaican accent because that's a big part of the film. These uh, a group of the aliens have very thick Jamaican accents. Very, very cool stuff. I love all of that. These strange details that is in there. It's directed by W.D. Ricker and it stars Peter Weller, John Lithgow being his Lithgowiest, and Ellen Barkin being her Barkinist. Jeff Goldblum is also in it, and he's just a baby in this movie. So great. I love it. It's wonderful, and to adore all of the wild details that are in this movie. I shall do a deep dive on this one day. It'll be a treat and an honor. An honor. It shall be an honor. And Sunrise says swing shift is awesome. Oh, really? I just discovered it. Sent it to all my pals. Oh, really great. Where did you watch it on a streamer, or did you watch it? Did you have a copy? How did you watch this? Because a lot of these I'm trying to figure out if it's some things. There's a lot of things you can find on YouTube as well, which is really cool. James Bacon says, "I'll watch anything with Bill Murray in it." Right? He's just look. I know that there are stories about him that are not always flattering. I really don't care. I when he's on screen and the camera's on him, there's some kind of magic that happens. I recently saw a uh, there was a reunion and you guys can look this up, a reunion for the cast of Groundhog Day. They had this really interesting ceremony to make Groundhog Day also um, um, like a special day for the director, and you guys know who I'm thinking of. Um, and it was really, really a nice ceremony, and as soon as he started speaking, it was like, you know, it was like seeing an old friend. It really was. It was like seeing an old friend. So, there's something about him, I don't know what it is, that is, um, reminds you of somebody that you know in your family or something. Maybe you hate him, maybe you love him, but it's he's that guy. And James Baker says, Buckaroo Banzai, always fun, right? Oh my goodness. And the character himself is really a strange puppy, if you will, because he he just seems like he can do anything. But in this case, he has one weakness. He sees this woman that he's absolutely in love with, and he's trying to figure out how to help her. And you have to do that to perfect characters. You can't just you have perfect characters. You have to give them a challenge that really kind of throws them for a loop and makes them a little. It weakens them a little, right? It's sort of like the kryptonite for our Superman. When you have perfect characters, you need that kryptonite. And BGD says, it's always painful for me to see true comedy geniuses like Bill Murray play straight dramas or even dark roles. A few major comic actors like Robin Williams have been able to do it. But BGD continues, as a cinematic phenomenon, it often leaves me cold. Yeah. One thing that a lot of comedic actors really do well, and it's not every one of them, but they can play tragically depressed characters very, very well. And there's sort of a sad, clownish kind of thing going on there. And I don't know what that says about us as humans, but that's um, that seems to work for a lot of them. Um, if you're in the wink wink, like we know this is a fake movie and we know that these characters aren't supposed to be real and they're playing over the top characters, that could be great for some yucks. But when it comes to the drama, it is really tough to see a comedic actor do that. They have to be able to pull off the sad clown, if you will, persona very well. And a lot of them may find it may not come easily to everyone. But yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Bill Murray has a way of doing it, and so does Robin Williams. What a great. And Gemalama says, adventurer, brain surgeon, rock star, and his crime fighting team. That never gets old. It does, right? He's just, what can't he do? He's just able to do everything. Even the president is like, oh, you know, everyone loves him. And Samara says, Swing Shift is free on YouTube. Oh, awesome. Okay, let me write that down. Thank you so much, Stunt Brat. Yes, okay. I have a way of getting my hands on that. Thank you. And James Bacon says I have a secondhand Bill Murray story. He was in New York City when a friend of mine was also there. My friend was eating lunch and a dinner, and Bill walked up to him, took a fry from his plate. What? And dipped it in his ketchup and ate it, and then leaned in and said, "Nobody's going to believe you, you know." That is funny, but also, wow. Very, yeah, that could have gone very poorly, but uh, James Bacon says, I've heard that he does things like this all the time. Um, he says Bill Murray no longer uses an age. He and he books all of his own stuff. Oh, he doesn't no longer uses an agent, and he books all of his stuff. That's pretty cool. He's working a lot. It's very interesting because he's doing a lot of work. Uh, it's the middleman, isn't it? It's the middleman. They get paid for a lot of money, but they also, they have connections in it. He's like, wait a minute, I have connections too. Let's bypass all this. Uh, that's actually interesting. BGD says a sad clown is spot on RNG. It's like the old joke where the psychiatrist is visited by a terminally depressed patient who he tells to go see the great clown Pagliacci. Pagliacci. But doctor, I am Pagliacci. Oh, nice. I did not know that joke. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. And look who's here. It's the Bat Channel. Hello, the Bat Channel. How are you doing? Oh my God. You are doing such great deep dives on the Marnock legacy stuff. Great job. And I've been trying to catch your trailer reactions and things. So great job you're doing over there. Just love it. Anybody, um, check out the Bat Channel, see if there's anything over there that could pique your interest. Just love your channel. And the Bat Channel says nice is telling people to smash the like button and subscribe to the amazing RNG. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. You're amazing. And Simbretta says, Steve Martin can do drama. Oh gosh, yes. Steve Martin. I do love myself some Steve Martin. Yeah, I think we did cover a few of his movies earlier on, but so good. I loved him in All of Me. So good. What a great movie. Just incredible. And the Bad Channel says, thank you, Retro. We miss you. We hope you've been well. Yes, yes. I want to do a watch party, if you will, um, continuing on the lines of Godzilla, and I want to see if I can get my friend Lorena Creole in on it because she had expressed that she wanted to do something, and so yeah. Stay tuned. I'll see if I can coordinate something where you guys can come back on the channel and watch another Godzilla movie with me. And the Bat Channel says, "Whoop whoop, yeah." Yes, because I need to get fully into my Godzilla phase. Let's see. Okay, and then the next movie we're gonna look at. Let's see. Love, 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 love this one. So, If anyone out there has not seen Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension, do check it out. But also keep in mind this is a comedy and it's fun. It's not to be taken seriously at all, and it's wacky. It's wacky fun. It's wacky fun. Firstborn. Now this is a movie that I saw, but I never saw the ending. It's this long story. It's really funny. So Firstborn, PG-13. A teenager must protect his family when his mother's sinister new boyfriend begins exerting his authority in their home. The director is Michael Apt and stars Terry Garb, Peter Weller, Christopher Collette, and Corey Haim. Very interesting. I think we're watching this. We're watching this, and just so happens I got a little bit excited about the ending, and I got into a little trouble. But so I didn't get a chance to see the ending because I was like, "Get him, beat him up, get him," because that stepdad was really horrible, 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 horrible. And so yeah, it gets really dramatic and um yeah, there's lots of with twists and turns in there, and you just feel so bad for these guys, the way they're being treated. I don't know if anybody else got really excited when they saw this movie, and I was like, "Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him!" And oh, hello, anti-derivative Jill is here. Is Zillow listening while driving? Oh, wow. Yeah, so great to see you. And look, guys, we did talk about Fantastic Planet for those of you who weren't here at the beginning when I was mentioning it. We had a fantastic discussion. I didn't get to finish it, so there's a lot more. I have to go back and look at the whole thing. But going ahead and go to Anti-Derivative Jill's channel and check out the coverage on Fantastic Planet. What a wonderful movie, and we had a good time talking about it. I love that movie so much. I love it so much. I do. Um, and here's one that's really interesting. Never saw this movie. It's called Racing with the Moon, and it says it's PG-13. In 1942 California, two young men await induction into the U.S. Marines and say goodbye to their girlfriends. So that's actually looks like it's going to be heartwarming and sweet. It's directed by Richard Benjamin. It stars Sean Penn, and there's Elizabeth McGovern in it, Nicolas Cage, and John Carlin. Lots of big names in this. Very intrigued by this. Let me know if anybody has seen this one. But also, look, Sheena. This is one I have seen parts of, but I did not see the entire movie. And I was always a big fan of Tanya Robertson's, seeing her in Beautiful Kill and also Beastmaster. So Sheena, 1984, Sheena grew up with in the wild. Sorry, it's actually surprisingly just PG-13. Surprisingly, it's an adventure fantasy. Sheena grew up in the African wild, raised with a mystical, raised by a mystical witch woman. When her foster mother is framed for a murder, Sheena is forced to flee, helped by her ability to talk to animals and her knowledge of the jungle. So there's like a hint of Beastmaster in there too with her. Director John Guillermin, and it stars Tanya Roberts, Ted Roth, Donovan Scott, and Elizabeth of Tora. Oh, this is really cool. I haven't seen it, and I do. I've always wanted to see what this movie was about, or if it was interesting or not. But it's got all of the kind of B movie feel to it, but also they poured a little bit money into it. I definitely want to see this. And Jamalama says, "Gotta run, have fun, everybody." Oh yes, well, have a good time. It was great having you involved in the conversation today. It's always great to see you, and I hope to see you tomorrow for the watch party of brrrr, Superman 1978, I believe. So yes, that is coming, and I hope to see you there. If not, you take care and have an excellent weekend. Excellent weekend. And the next one is The Lonely Guy, and I'm pretty sure that I saw this, but for the just to be certain that if I did not see this movie, that I actually um, uh, you know see it at some point. So I'm not sure exactly if I've seen this one or not. I may have. It is a rated R movie. It's a comedy romance. A writer for a greeting card company discovers the struggles and the tribulations of living alone after breaking up with his unfaithful girlfriend. The director here is Arthur Hiller. It stars Steve Martin, Charles Grodin, Judith Ivey, and Steve Lawrence. And not the Steve Lawrence we're aware of today, not the comedian, a sitcom legend, but a different Steve Lawrence. And we've got Meatballs Part 2. This is, I was expecting it to be rated R, but it's only PG rated, and it's a comedy. Of course, following the footsteps of the original Meatballs movie. Second series of the Meatball movies, a group of kids attempt to have a summer camp that is a financial failure. Directed by Ken Wiederhorn, and it stars Richard Mulligan, Hamilton Camp, John McGatty, and Kim Richards. And did not had a very poor box office, but didn't I don't even remember this. This is one that skipped my radar. And then we have American Dreamer. Never heard of this one before either. It's PG rated. It's a comedy crime romance. Frustrated housewife writer Kathy Palmer ghostwrites a story about Rebecca Ryan, a dashing international spy, and wins a trip to Paris. While there, she's involved in an incident, and there's more, I suppose. This is also kind of the same thing of like Romancing the Stone and a more recent movie, Argyle, where we have sort of a writer who gets involved in the story in a big way. So yeah, this is a common trope that that is revisited often, and it's actually kind of a cute one. I am actually going to put this on my list as a movie I'd like to see. Did I say who is in it? Directed by Rick Rosenthal. It stars JoBeth Williams, Tom Conti, Giancarlo Giannini, and Coral Brown. And we have this one. This is another one that just skipped my radar as well. No Small Affair. It's rated R, comedy drama, and it also features music as well. A 16-year-old Charles loves to photograph. A cute girl's photo ends up in his camera. He later sees an older Laura singing in a bar. He makes who wrote this? He takes many more photos of her and ends up seeing her again, wishing to help her career. So I suppose the person that he took a picture of, her name is Laura. And so it's directed by Jerry Skatzenberg and stars John Cryer, Demi Moore, George Wendt, and Peter Franchette. Interesting. Yeah, never even heard of this movie before in my life. Never saw ads for it. Nothing. Nothing. Um, very wild. Very wild. This is like uncovering a box full of trinkets, and you don't know, like, okay, well, what's this for? You don't know exactly what they are. Uh, this is another one I've never seen before. Grand View USA. And it's a rated R drama. With only a week left before graduation, a young dreamer itches to renounce an uninspiring scholarship, stand up to his despotic father, and pursue a career in oceanography. But has anyone ever spread his wings away from Grandview, USA? This is directed by Randall Kleiser, and it stars Jamie Lee Curtis, and C. Thomas Howell, Patrick Swayze, and Troy Donahue. Wow, this has got a lot of. I need to see this. I need to see this immediately. Um, and of course, this is Spinal Tap is a legendary cult classic, right? This is a movie that did not perform well, but it is so ingrained in a lot of pop culture that, yeah, it just proves to you, a lot of these movies these days are like, oh, it's a flop. This is a total flop. What a flop. And it's a disaster at the bomb. It bombed at the box office. Means nothing in the totality of the film itself. That a film could be a flop, which means nothing because here we can see clearly a movie that is brilliant, and it has so many layers of comedy, and some of the greatest people to do comedy in it, and it's just it has overcome its adversity of not really performing well at the box office. And so yeah, that's kind of incredible for this film. This is Spinal Tap. I've seen it. I need to revisit it because it is there's some parts of it that I need to refresh myself on. There's a lot that I definitely know. Um, and And yes, and Keithy says retro the movies are just getting more and more obscure, but with famous people, exactly. Exactly. I'm like, you did, like, these are your films? I had no idea that these people were in this film. And so it's very intriguing I would love to see, these films, when these guys were really young, and what were the films that they were cutting their teeth on. And so, okay, yes, this is Spinal Tap. It's a rated R film, comedy and music. Spinal Tap is one of England's loudest bands, is chronicled by film director Marty DeBurgey, um, on what proves to be a fateful tour. It's directed by Rob Reiner, stars Rob Reiner, Michael McKean, Christopher Guest, and Kimberly Stringer. And it is a legend. It's a legend. Then we have Chud, which is what I did not see on purpose. Uh, I forgot. Does anyone know what SHUD stands for? That would be, I forgot what it stood for, but if anybody can reveal that in the chat, let me know. A bizarre series of sudden disappearances on the streets of New York seems to point towards something unsavory living in the sewers. This is a rated R film, horror, sci-fi, directed by Douglas Cheek. Stars John Hurd, and Daniel Stern, Christopher Curry, and Kim Greist. Very interesting stuff here. Let's see. Thank you. VGD says cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. You see how they're having fun with this? This is great. This is great. I do need to see this at some point. I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet, but it is on my list to one day see this movie. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Um, but I heard it's a blast. It's got a cult following. And here's Making the Grade. I do believe I heard about this one. I just don't remember seeing it. It's a rated R comedy romance. A spoiled rich young man hires a young hustler who lives in a broken car and owes money to a dicey loan shark to make his place in his elite prep school and graduate for him. Okay, so that is we're dealing already with some shiesty characters. The director here is Dorian Walker. It stars Chad Nelson, Joanna Lee, Gordon Jump, and Walter Oliwex. Oliquex. Um, all corrects. Oh, there we go. All corrects. Sorry about that. I like to try to get the people's names right a little bit. um, yes, and so I this is interesting, intriguing. You kind of get the idea that maybe by the end it all falls apart. That's how typically these movies go. It is definitely a trope that happens in a lot of these movies, but I think it would be intriguing to see how it all plays out, and especially to see a young Judd Nelson. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. Let's watch it. Now, I am not going to say the title of this, just in case there's some work sensitive, but if it's The Joy of Blank. And it's rated R, comedy romance. And the synopsis is convinced she's dying, a pretty high school senior sets out to lose her um, B word before it's too late and encounters a boy from her school on the same mission. The director is Martha Coolidge, and it stars Cameron Dye, Michelle Mary Rink, Colleen Camp, and Ernie Hudson is in this. Wow, did not know that. Um, yeah, this is directed by a woman. So it's very interesting, the title here. Now, Mrs. Soulful is another movie in which it stars Mel Gibson, which is very, he was sizzling. He was sizzling at this point. Diane Keaton stars as a prison warden's wife who falls in love with a death row convict, Mel Gibson, believing he is innocent. She helps him and his convicted brother escape. Wow. It's directed by Gillian Armstrong and stars Diane Keaton, Mel Gibson, Matthew Modine, and Edward Herman. It is PG-13, and it's a drama romance. Really cool. Let's see if you guys have any comments. Okay. Now, one of my favorite movies from 1984 is this movie. Absolutely adore it with all my heart. It is a weird movie. It is unusual. It is a compilation of different stories put together in one thread, and some of the things are really truly wacky and unusual. And I just so happen to love werewolves, so this is one of my favorites. The Company of Wolves, 1984, and it's rated R. It's a drama, fantasy, horror, and the synopsis is a teenage girl in a country manor falls asleep while reading a magazine and has a disturbing dream involving wolves prowling in the woods below her bedroom window. That is, I would say that is an interesting way to describe the story. It is so much more than this. Um, it's directed by Neil Jordan. It stars Sarah Patterson and Angela Lansbury is so good in this. David Warner also, and Graham Crowden. Just really, really delightful. In my opinion, it is. It's very gothic, and um, it would it speaks of someone in our time or in the present day, but it goes into the medieval time period, more like the Renaissance. More, I would say not quite medieval, but more like the Renaissance period, and to imagine a time in which uh, werewolves walked amongst us, and all of the tales that are connected. There must be like maybe 4 or 5 stories. Oh, can't wait to do a deep dive on this one day. It is so good, so good. And yeah, Angela Lansbury is fantastic in it. Fantastic. Um, Until September is another movie here that I had never heard of until doing putting this list together. It's a rated R movie, drama romance. A salt of the earth Missouri woman on vacation in Paris slowly gives in to the advances of a pushy and very much married French yuppie. Will their unconventional romance last until September? So cute. When she must return home. Very nice. Directed by Richard Marquand and stars Karen Allen, Theory. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have trouble with this last name. Lermiti and Christopher Cazenove and Hutton Cobb. This is very intriguing. I would love to see this. You know, it's not quite a mundane kind of thing, but also, um, I love when they write, the people who write these synopsises have a little fun with it. Will their unconventional romance last until September? Very nice. Nicely done. To some anonymous person. And then we have this movie called Flashpoint, which another one I've never heard of before. It's rated R, action crime drama. 2 U.S. Border Patrolmen find a buried 20-plus-year-old Jeep in the desert of uh, the desert with a skeleton, a rifle, and $80,000. They keep the money. Suddenly, the FBI shows a lot of interest in the car. So, yeah, this is something that looks like it's just a cool little drama. Um, it's directed by William Tannen. It stars Chris Christopherson. Treat Williams is in it, who unfortunately uh, recently passed away, but it's always awesome to see him in a movie. And Rip Torn is in this as well. Rip Torn and Kevin Conway. Wow, this is great. And then this is one of my favorite movies, guys. I love this movie. It is ridiculous why I love this movie, but I do. Cheech and Chong's The Corsican Brothers, 1984. Just this is where all the yuck yucks go. Just it's hilariously funny, and I love that it's a period piece. So yeah, just love it. It's PG rated, and it's a comedy, so everybody could watch this. But there may be a few like grown up moments. It's really cool. It says supervision twins, Lewis and Lucin, who can feel pain from each other's injust, injust. Why am I having problems with the injuries? Who can feel pain from each other's injuries, revolt against a tyrannical regent who holds France under his iron fist. Um, yes, this is set in France. This is wonderful. Directed by Tommy Chong and Cheech Marin. It stars the both of them, and it also stars Roy Dotrice and Shelby Chung. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I watch this on occasion and just have a blast with it. And this is one I have yet to see. I have yet to see this, even though I've met Joe Morton in person. My mom used to be friends with his mom, and I have not seen this movie. And I really need to put this on like a priority, um, list for sure. If there's already the list, and then there's like another list like of like emergency. You must watch these. I need to create like another list, like watch these before you watch the anything. This is one that I really should be watching. Should have watched yesterday, if you will. The Brother from Another Planet. This had a lot of critical acclaim, but it was a low budget film, and it was very like a done very meagerly, but also it put Joe Martin on the map as an actor, and it had a, like I said, the critics loved this. It is rated R. It's a comedy sci-fi. A mute alien with the appearance of a black human is chased by outer space bounty hunters through the streets of Harlem. Very, very interesting. It's directed by John Sayles. It stars Joe Martin, Daryl Edwards, Rosanna Carter, and Ray Ramirez. Very intriguing stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but it's interesting. I wonder if I'm still live, or if you guys are just being quiet. um, let's see. Just double checking. Okay, Dan Candy says it's pretty decent. Okay, great, great, great. Yes, I do want to take a look at this, and and just see. I want to just see it, um, because I know that some people um have seen this movie, and they've said really great things about it, and so I want to be able to take part in the conversation, and I also want to see um, what's the hoopla. All right, here's one that I hear from a lot of people, that this is an incredible film, and I need to see it again on that special list of like I should have seen it yesterday. Repo Man, 1984, and I'll admit to you guys, the concept of this movie kind of scared me. That's probably why I haven't seen it. It's scary to me. I don't know what it is about this movie, but it seems scary. And so that's one of the reasons why I've been dragging my feet on watching this. And probably will watch it and be incredibly. I will probably love it. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I'll, based on the people who have suggested this movie to me and what I've been told about this movie, it sounds like something I will love. But I will tell you, it scares me just a little. It's one of those that actually does scare me a little. Now, it's rated R, action comedy and crime. A young punk recruited by a car repossession agency finds himself in pursuit of a Chevrolet Malibu that is wanted for $20,000, for a $20,000 bounty, and has something otherworldly stashed in its trunk. Very scary concept there, for me. And I was like, I'm like, what? It's just something in his truck. I'm like, no, don't go look. And director Alex Koch is responsible for directing this, and it stars Harry Dean Stanton, Emilio Estevez, Tracy Walter, and Olivia Barash. Yeah, there's something very creepy about this that gets right underneath my skin, and I can't wait to see it. I am going to give it a good effort to see this. Um, and Keith E is reassuring me that he can hear me. And awesome, awesome, awesome. Just was wondering if something happened there. Thank you for that. And Dan Candy says Reaper Man is greatness. It is. Okay. All right. I see what I'm saying. I always hear from people that it's amazing. So I gotta dive in. I know that the pool is cold. I gotta dip my toe in there and and then finally jump in maybe. Maybe I need to go on the diving board and just jump off. Uh, Jump in that sucker. And Dan Candy says it's one of the most quotable movies of all time. Oh, really? Oh, wow. And definitely an acquired taste though. It's got a unique vibe and a sense of humor. Keith E says, I just rebooted. I had fallen behind somehow. Oh, so sorry about that. Yeah, I'm checking out my auxiliary computer over here, and everything looks a-okay. And there is a lag, a small lag, but nothing too terrible. I am going to wrap things up soon. Let's see. But before we do, I'm going to go through a few, maybe one or two more titles. But yes, Reaper Man is on that emergency watch list. Like, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. The thing I'm having problems is finding out where I can watch it. So that's another issue is where can I watch Reaper Man? Oh, okay. So we have this Crimes of Passion, and I have never heard of this until doing the research for this. It's rated R. It's a drama romance thriller. A mysterious woman fashion designer by day and P word by night is hounded by two men, a married father of two children and a repressed teacher. Director Ken Russell. It stars Kathleen Turner. Ooh, Anthony Perkins, Bruce Davidson, and Gordon Hunt. Very, very interesting. Bruce Davidson is in this. Wow, I love him as an actor. He's really cool. Um, I need to see this. Now this one I've seen and it's a blast. It's funny. If you like B movies and you like sword and sorcerer movies, um, and it, you don't mind things being absolutely perfect, but you do get a kick out of some of the movies from the 1980s that were sword and sorcerer movies. Well, you may get a kick out of this one. It's really got a few things that are quite the eyeful. And don't, if you guys have seen this movie, don't mention what the Eiffel is, please. Let's not mention it. But it is quite the deal. It is a rated R film. It is for grown-ups. It is definitely grown. It's adventure fantasy. A fearsome swordsman, Kane, crosses the barren wastelands and comes upon a town where two arch enemies fights incessantly for control of the town's uh, only well. Okay, so it is, yes, it is about them fighting for a well. And it's directed by John C. Broderick and it stars David Carradine, um, which I would say his performance in this is, I think he's trying to do like a Clint Eastwood kind of thing, but it's coming off a little like lukewarm. Like he doesn't care, but I think he's being in character is what I think. There's Luke Askew, Maria Sokas, and Anthony DeLongis, and Anthony DeLongis played Blade in the Masters of the Universe 1987 movie. I think it's 1987. I hope I'm not wrong about that. But yes, he was Blade, and he also played in a movie that I really absolutely adore, The Sword and the Sorcerer. Um, and I believe that one was maybe 1980 or 1981. And not quite sure, but I did cover that one on. Did a deep dive on it. Yes, so this is I would say, a great sword and sorcerer movie for the story and the twists and the turns. And again, they did try to um, to be outstanding in this movie. They did try. They did try. There were certain moments, and it was like, oh, okay. They spent, they really uh, gave it a good effort here. But the the problems with this movie, I'll have to revisit it and just mention what the problems are. It's a low budget movie. I think that was the big problem. It was a low budget movie. Now, Under the Volcano, I never did see or know that this even existed. It's a rated R drama. It says here for the synopsis, a day in the life of a self-destructive British consul in Mexico on the eve of World War II. It's directed by John Huston. It stars Albert Finney, Jacqueline Bisset, Anthony Andrews, and Ignacio Lopez and Tarso. And I really want to see this. It looks intriguing and um, yeah, like very dramatic and so on and so forth. So I do want to see this. Albert Finney is absolutely a brilliant actor. So he always brings game A number one, 110% everything. And Jacqueline Bisset was absolutely stunning in the 80s. And I definitely want to see anything with her in it. I definitely want to see anything with her in it. And let's see what you guys have to say. And Keith E says, Thrash mentions Repo Man all the time. Oh, well, maybe if I do something, I should get together a panel of people who are big fans of Repo Man. So, Thrash, Repo Man. I know Thrash likes it, and I know Latino Slant really likes it. Maybe some others. We're going to put together a list of people. And Dan Candy says Michael Nesbitt of the Monkees produced Repo Man. What? Just a little trivia for you. Wow. Thank you. That's cool. I love the Monkees. Keith E says professional tip: if Gordon Jump is in your movie, don't expect it to be a box office hit. Oh well, they tried it. The one thing I have to say is that before usually Hollywood gives up on you as a leading actor for A movies, they give you shots, right? They give you shots. So I think this is going to be it. Let me just record. Um, The last one. We've got quite a few more to go. They're really obscure. The last grouping is probably the most obscure. And if you are thinking of a movie that I haven't mentioned yet, perhaps it's in that list. And I think because it's so obscure, I'll probably get through it really faster than even these. So I hope you will be here for episode 4 or the fourth installment of this epic cinema celebration of 1984. And soon to come, we'll have music as well, because I want to cover the music of 1984. I think that is one of the biggest inspirations for a lot of the things that happened in the 80s. We won't cover any of the politics or any of the big pop culture events, but I think music is definitely one area in which we could. And I think, what do you guys think about doing 1984 TV as well? That one will take a little bit of time for me to research, but what movies were really popular? Sorry, what TV shows were really popular in 1984? I think that's a topic we can really get into because that was such a big deal. I believe um, it we had V by that time, V the television series, which I absolutely adored. So yeah, we'll try that. And before I go, I just wanted to let's see, we'll remove this, and I will just let you guys know what is coming up next for the channel. I'm just going to find my little document here. All right. So, what's coming up next? Today is the 9th. So, tomorrow is the 10th. We'll be doing Superman 1978 watch party. Do take a look to see if the timing, if that works out for you guys at all. Then we have next thing is for my Patreon um, people over at Patreon. You guys will be getting a video from me this Sunday. Monday we have a new video that of a movie that I just watched that is absolutely I can't tell you guys, I'm loving this, Members Mondays, that I look at a brand new movie and it's just making me so happy. I'm telling you right now. That is just filling me up with so much joy. So that is we do have a video for members on Monday. Now, let's see. Oh, this Tuesday coming up on the 13th, I'm launching something brand new for you guys. Secretly, I've been recording. Secretly, I hope you guys will forgive me for doing this secretly. I've been recording some conversations I've been having about the TV series Gargoyles that was done in the 1990s. And this is just sort of like an experiment that's going to go on for quite a few months because it is really we've got about 21 episodes planned for you guys, and we're we're working on this. I'm working with Mama Bear Art Doll, who has her own channel, and she's suggested at some point that we work on this, and this is definitely something that we're doing together. I'm going to be doing things on Tuesdays for just TV. Um, and sort of like a TV retro perspective. And so this is one of them where we're going through the entire series. I'm not sure if we'll ever do this again, but for now, this is going to be a special series that we're doing. So, uh, and look out for that next Tuesday, the 13th. That's going to be a lot of fun. As normal, we're going to just do on the 14th, Wednesday, just the headlines for the entertainment business. And also, Keith E., I did take your advice and I did put the word entertainment not only in the thumbnail, but in the title of my last video. And I think it'll work better to clear up like what actually is in the video. So thank you for that note, and I've added that change. Also, I'm considering going into the backlog of some of the older Wednesday morning and Wednesday morning content and just splitting things up in there because just to make it more clear for people who are looking for the stuff later on. Now, um, I wanted to let you guys also know that uh, next week on the 17th, the Saturday, we're going to be looking at Saturn 3. So this should give you some time to, dig up your copies of Saturn 3 for the watch party on the 17th of February. And the next watch party that should come after that, see if I can find it. is Total Recall. So Total Recall will be happening after Saturn 3, and that will be on the 24th. So I'm giving you guys plenty of time to go find your copies of these things so that way we can watch them and have some fun together. So, yes, that is a bit of sort of um, looking forward ahead to see what's coming up next. And the Bat Channel says, awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And Keith E says, I think entertainment is good. Unfortunately, I don't think part 4 next week is going to fly on these movies. I think they're kind of a bottom out. Well, I understand what you're saying. And here's where I'm gonna say this. Tomorrow, next week, people may not be excited, but for people who are looking for movies in general, for the long tail, like they call it, evergreen content, people will like that kind of thing. I don't have a choice because these are things I researched and I need to put them out there. I don't want to find out in 5 years that somebody else did it did it before me, and I had the opportunity to do it today. So next week, I hope you guys will join me. And even though these are obscure titles you may not be familiar with, this is a good way for us to catch up on some of these titles we don't know anything about. I think it's a good learning um, uh, time for us all. And I understand, I get it. I expect the numbers to be lower, and yeah, it will. We'll get to as many as possible next week. We'll just go faster. We'll take something a word from Jeff Goldblum. Faster, go faster. And Classic Comics says something is wrong on Saturn 3. I don't think so. I like Saturn 3. Just dig out your copies, I think. We'll go through it together next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love that movie so much. It's weird and possibly frightening. Frightening is there may be a part of the movie where I'll actually cover my eyes. I'll actually cover my eyes. And Keithy says, that's totally understandable. I get it. I'll be there. Thank you so much, Keithy. You're the best. And yes, keep telling me, giving me your thoughts on these things. I love the discussions we have, and I love that that you're concerned too, because that's something I thought about, and I was like, well, look, I'll take it. I know that this is something in the future people will want to know about. So a little bit for the numbers and a little bit for me. And yeah. Yes, I will be reaching out to you, the Bat Channel, about that Godzilla idea, because I would love to kind of do something with Godzilla, the 1956 one. Yeah, the 1956 one. Since we did that wonderful Gojira. Right? And Keith also says Lance got a message from James Breland that and may be coming on his channel in the future. That's wonderful. And Capricorn 1 review. Oh yeah, Capricorn 1. That's one I have to see. And with that, guys, I am going to bid you adieu. Without further ado, I bid you adieu. And I will see you in tomorrow. I hope to see you tomorrow. But if not, I'll see you somewhere around on the internet. Take care, guys. Bye.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.